Hello, readers. It's Mrs. Saul. I'm here to share a book with you today, and it might be one you have seen or heard of before. It's very popular with the first grade crowd. It's No, David. This book was written by David Shannon. And if you've ever heard this book or seen this book before, you'll probably know it's about a little boy who gets into a bit of trouble. As I read this book to you today, I'm going to be thinking about if what happens in the book reminds me of something that has happened to me before. So pay attention to when I am stopping and thinking about that. Ooh, this reminds me. Okay, so here we go. No, David, by David Shannon. Sorry, I have to scoop. No, David. David's mom always said, "No, David." Oh boy, look what he's doing there. Writing on the wall. So already, just from the title and the first page that said his mom always said to him, "No, David," that tells me right away that David is often doing things he's not supposed to be doing. And you know what? I know that when I was little and when my son was little, sometimes little kids make mistakes and do things they shouldn't be doing. No, David. Oh boy, take a look at this picture. Do you see what he's doing there? He's standing on a chair and reaching for something up there. I think he wants whatever is up on that shelf up there. And I think his mom is telling him not to do something. But not just because, sometimes parents say no, not just because they are trying to be mean, but usually there's a reason for it. So if I look closely at this page, I'm gonna think about what might the reason be that David's mom doesn't want him to do what he's doing. Look closely for a minute. If you're sitting near someone, tell them what you're thinking. Why do you think David's mom is saying no to him right now? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think his mom is saying no because he could get hurt. Look how he's standing on this very edge of the chair and he's reaching up high and there's all dishes on this shelf. It looks like all things which if they got knocked down could break, and he is reaching so far that if he falls, he really could get hurt. I think he's reaching for this up here. It says cookies. I think that's what David wants. So I think a reason she could be saying no to him is because it's not safe. Sometimes parents tell us no because what we're doing isn't safe. Yeah, that reminds me of when Gavin was little, my son, when he was little, sometimes he didn't want to hold my hand, like when we were walking through a parking lot, and he would try to, run away, and I would have to say, "No, Gavin, you have to hold my hand because it's not safe." Not because I was trying to be a mean mom, because it's not safe in a parking lot. He was only about 4 at the time, and when you're 4, you don't always know that you need to watch out for cars that are backing out or pulling in or coming down a lane. And he was small because he was only 4 and cars might not see you. So sometimes parents say no because it's just not safe what you're doing. I think that's what's happening there to David. No, David, no! Oh goodness. Look at why she's saying no on this page. I would not be happy if Gavin came in the house like this. Oh boy, oh my goodness, look closely. He has so much mud on him. He even has like grass and sticks and twigs. Oh my goodness, all over the floor. No, no, no! Oh, his mom is not happy about this. He's taking a bath, but he's just letting the water run and run and run. Look what's happening. He's flooding the bathroom. Not good. A flood can be very bad. If you don't catch it in time, it could leak down into the room below the bathroom. That would be awful. Big mess. Oh no, this is everyone's favorite page. Come back here, David. Oh yes, David seems to have escaped the house without putting on his clothes for the day. Yep. I know my mom would yell at me if I did that when I was little. David, be quiet. Oh goodness, look what he's doing now. I used to do that. This reminds me of when I was a young girl and I used to spend a lot of time at my grandma's house, and she would always give me things to play with, like plastic containers and pans and pots, and I would wash them in the sink, but sometimes I like to be like in a band and I would bang on them, and then I got a little loud. Don't play with your food. Oh my goodness, look at what he did. Well, it looks like he's eating chicken and green beans and a baked potato. Oh my goodness, and he put them all on his fork and he made it look like a person. That's very creative, but moms and dads don't want us to play with our food. They want us to eat our food, right? Oh boy. That's enough, David. Oh my goodness, I love this page. Look at how David Shannon drew David. His mouth is wide open, and he did it so big that we could see all the food in David's mouth. I think on this page here that his mom is telling him that's enough because he has enough food in his mouth. You can't put that much food. Look at the piece of chicken. He didn't even bite it off the bone. That's not safe, right? You can't eat too much at once because you could choke. So again, I think she's telling him no, or that's enough, because she wants him to be safe. She doesn't want him to choke on all that food. Go to your room. Oh boy. Now it looks like maybe mom has had enough and she's telling him now, all right, that's it. I've talked to you enough today. Now you got to go to your room. Look at David's face here. What kind of face does that look like to you? And look at his hands. His face looks angry to me. And his hands are in fists, okay? He looks angry as he's walking away. I think that maybe he's feeling angry. Maybe he thinks he didn't do anything wrong. I felt like this before when I was sent to my room. I remember being sent to my room when I was a little girl, and my mom would get mad at me about something. And sometimes I would be sad because I know I made a mistake and I knew I was in trouble for a good reason. But sometimes when my mom asked me to go to my room, sometimes I felt a little angry because I felt like I didn't think I did anything wrong. So I think in this picture, maybe David doesn't think he did anything wrong, because I know how he feels. That's happened to me before. Settle down. David jumping on his bed. Oh my goodness. Stop that this instant. Ew. Oh, my first graders love this page too. Why is she saying stop that this instant? This instant means right away, immediately. Oh boy, do you see what he's doing? Ew, bleh, that's gross. We can't pick our nose. No way, we need a tissue. Oh boy. Put your toys away. Notice I'm doing a lot of loud reading in this story. You know why that is? Because David Shannon wrote the words big, and he's been using a lot of this right here. This is an exclamation mark. That tells me that I have to use a lot of enthusiasm in my voice. I have to have a lot of feeling in my voice when I'm reading these parts. If I just said, put your toys away, it wouldn't sound the same. You need to know that his mom is yelling that. Put your toys away! And look at the disaster he's sitting in. Oh, now this part reminds me of Gavin when he was little. Yep, he would always take out some toys like his cars and he would play with them for a little while and then he would get bored and take something else out. And I always tried to tell him, if you're done playing with one thing, put it away first before you take out something else, because then this happens. Then you're surrounded by a giant mess and it seems like such a big job to clean it up. Not in the house, David! Again, yelling. She's yelling that. There's an exclamation mark over there. I need a lot of emotion in my voice. Now let's look at this picture for a minute. She's telling him not to do something in the house. What is he doing in the house? Take a close look. Or what is he trying to do, I should say. Do you notice what he's holding? He's got a bat and a ball, and he's wearing a catcher's mask. That's what the catcher in a baseball game wears. I think David is thinking about playing baseball in the house. Tell someone next to you, why isn't it a good idea? Why is that a bad idea to play baseball in the house? And take a look at the things in David's house. Look at his house. All right, well, I know that what I'm thinking. I don't think it's a good idea to play baseball in the house because you could break something. A baseball is not a soft kind of, squishy ball. A baseball is hard and it could really, do some damage. So, and I also notice in David's house, there are a lot of things that look like they could break. Like even this table, look, it looks like it has a glass top. These things on the table, there's a ballerina, there's a clock in a glass dome, there's a vase here with some flowers. All of these things look like they could break. There's a big grandfather clock back here. There's a lamp and a little trinket, like a little box that looks like it's made of porcelain, which is a type of very breakable material. So all of this stuff around him looks like it could break. This is not a good idea. Oh boy. I said no, David. Uh-oh. I think David didn't listen from the page before. Look at this. I see a baseball here. And there's that vase with the flowers in it. Oh boy. So he did not listen. He played baseball in the house, and just like his mom thought, which is why she was saying no, something got broken. But now look at David's face here. Remember when he got in trouble and sent to his room on the other page? He looked really angry. Does he look angry here? That's not an angry face that I see. That's a sad face. There's a little tear. I think David's feeling very badly about what happened. This reminds me of when I've made mistakes before. When I was a kid, even as an adult, we make mistakes and we feel badly for what we did. So I know how David's feeling here because it reminds me of times when I've made mistakes. So I think he's feeling really badly about what he did. Davy, come here. Oh, this is the first time David's mom has called him Davy in the book. I think his mom calls him Davy when, she feels sad. It's like a nickname for him. Sometimes mom and dad like to use your full name when they're angry. Like I'll say, Gavin Tanner Saul, get over here. But when I'm, feeling bad for him or, I want to just let him know how much I love him, I might say, come here, Gav. Yep, that's what I call him for short, Gav. So I think that's what his mom is doing. She's calling him Davy, right? So I think maybe mom, is feeling bad there. Does your mom have a name for you or your dad have a name for you when you're, they're trying to show you how much they love you? Sometimes I call Gavin Peanut too, or Muffin. Yes, David, I love you. So moms, even though we get mad, moms and dads, even though we get mad sometimes and it sounds like we're always yelling, we love you. And most of the time when we're telling you things, it's just because we want you to be safe, we want you to make good choices, and we want to teach you what's right and okay and what's not right and okay. So I hope that you enjoyed this story, and I hope that you noticed how I was making some connections with the book. When I was saying, this reminds me of, that's when I was connecting with my story and thinking about how this story and this character reminded me of something that happened to me. Sometimes I felt like David. Things that happened to me when I was little reminded me of, or what happened to David reminded me of when I was a little kid. And sometimes in the book, I had a connection with the mom because I'm a mom too. And sometimes I felt like, oh, I remember saying these things to Gavin. Some of you may have had a connection with David or his mom because maybe his mom reminded you of your mom or dad, right? But making connections with our characters will help us to better understand the characters and better understand our book. So I hope you enjoyed our story today, friends, and I want to give a little special shout out today. I want to say hello to Lorena. Hello, Lorena. And I also want to say hello to Jace. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'll see you later.